right, man. Let's get into some previews, man. Bada bing, bada boom. First preview. And we're going to go in order of how the games are going to be played. We got 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday. Chiefs, Texans, first game of the divisional round weekend, man. And how do you feel about this game, Rod? What do you ultimately think is going to happen? Let's discuss.
Well, so I'll be honest, Herb, because we've had some time to think about it since the game. So I was thinking to myself, this is the game that everybody thinks the Chiefs are going to win. But even though as bad as the Texans looked on offense for most of the game against the Chargers,
don't do it right.
No. Just listen. Just hear me out. Look,
I'm praying for you, man. I'm praying.
I'm gonna lay it out. I'm gonna lay it out like this, Herbie. I'm gonna lay it out like this. The Texans and the Chiefs already played, and the Chiefs whooped that ass. So they already got that. The Texans already got that, right? But at the end of the day, Herbie, this is a game for the Texans to prove for themselves, to their franchise, to their fans that they belong, right? Like, here's the thing: the Chiefs as a team, their defense, it's not what it was last year. Herbie, the Chiefs are the weirdest team I ever seen in my life. They went 15-2, and it's like, what are they particularly great at? Like, you can't even tell me whatever other than just being fucking clutch, right? But the tackles for the Chiefs haven't been that great, Herbie. I mean, at the end of the day, the Texans have one of the best pass rushes. Granted, the Chiefs have had a top 10 rush defense all season. CJ Stroud, Herbie, he can prove that he's that guy. I mean, the Chiefs secondary is susceptible to take some heat. So I don't see this as an impossible game for the Texans, Herbie. For me to say I would pick them to win, I just ain't got the ball. The Chiefs have that moniker that the Patriots had during their, like, they've earned that. The man already got 3 rings, Herbie. He's
not even 30 yet, bro. That's the crazy part.
He's not 30, and Herbie, and think about this. This ring means more to him than any other ring would, Herbie, because this would be the one thing Brady didn't do. This would be the three-peat is the one, like, Brady has 7 rings, Herbie. Like, he's penciled in at the GOAT. But for Mahomes, who wants to enter that chamber, who wants to be a part of that conversation, he has to get the three-peat. For people, like, maybe not for everyone, but for most people. He has to,
because the thing is, the only person that consistently beats Patrick Mahomes in the postseason is Tom Brady. So he already has that over him. And Patrick Mahomes has said it himself. Like, it's hard for me. Patrick Mahomes himself said it's hard for me to ever be the GOAT when Tom Brady beat me twice. He beat me in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So
Super Bowl,
this is the only thing that he can really have over his head is winning a three-peat. The problem is that the obstacle, and this is why you get the first seed. You get rest, you get home field advantage throughout, and you get to play the worst team left, dog. Like, the Texans played the Chargers, dog. Like, there's absolutely nothing you can take away from that game. No disrespect to the beautiful city of Houston. Everybody know, if you know me, Houston is my second home. I love me some H-Town, baby.
Shout out to the Breakfast Club.
Shout out to more than the Breakfast Club, because H-Town got the babies. But, however, I have to look at this big picture wise. Big picture wise, are you really going to believe in Bobby Slowick against the Kansas City Chiefs, defending champs, Kansas City Chiefs, the team that already beat the dog snot out of the Chiefs, Texans already this season, bro? Like, it's hard, man. Like,
it is.
It's hard.
and Herbie, to your point about Bobby Slowick too, you want to talk about one of the most predictable play callers in the NFL? Run, pass. Like, bro,
I get it though, but the problem is that the offensive line for the Texans is really bad. It's to the point where people try to clown Bobby Slowick for his choices and how he doesn't set up and he doesn't dress things up enough and he runs too much, especially on first down. You got to run when you don't have an O-line, dog. Like, it's already bad enough. Like, it's already bad enough. You got to take that pressure off of your second year quarterback. Like, I get it. CJ had an incredible rookie season. This is his second season. He's still young. I don't even think he could legally rent a car in most states. You have to be 25. He's 2 years away from that. You know what I'm saying? So it is gonna be interesting. Me personally, it's too tall of a task. This team right now with that offensive line, and you got Chris Jones on the other side, I personally just can't see them taking that victory, man. Let me go ahead and get some notes. Whatever. Hold on. And this is tying up a loose end, and the Raiders may still pay him $40 million. That's him talking about Sam Darnold. Somebody's giving him a 40 piece, bruh. I can't see it. If Tom Brady allows the Raiders to give Sam Darnold a 40 burger, all right, dog. All right, bro. Tom just don't give a fuck no more, bro. Tom he's just there for the vibes, bro. Tom got to put an end to that, bro. And this is David and Goliath, but Goliath usually wins in real life. Facts, man. So, let's go ahead and give a prediction, because I lie. I kind of stepped on everything you were saying. My bad, Rod. I ain't gonna hold you. My bad, bro. You good. Prediction, though. Opinion, man. Prediction, though. What you got?
As much as I was trying to big up the Texans, Herbie, I do think they're not gonna get their asses kicked like they did last time.
Fair. Like, it's hard to curse stop a team twice in the same season, for sure.
Yeah, but the Chiefs listen, Herbie, I don't think they scored 30 all season, bro. So
they have not. They did not score 30 at any point this season.
So I think this will be like a 23-17 type of game.
Dude, do you know them blocking that field goal against the Broncos changed everything this entire season? Because that essentially secured them the number 1 seed. If they had that record, they're probably playing the Ravens or the Bills this week. The things that you don't think matter have monumental consequences down the line when you think of the totality of the season.
The Bills would have had the tiebreaker over them. You're right. Yeah. You're right. That's so fucking crazy. That's crazy, dog.
That's crazy. That blocked field goal got them that first round bye. That's fucking crazy, man. So, what was your final score? What did you think?
23-17 Chiefs.
23-17 Chiefs. I'm gonna go 24-14 Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to get on them early, and then it's going to be a little too much for the Texans to come back, man. So let's move on to the next game, man. Commanders and Lions. Now, this puts me in a very precarious position. I am a Cowboys pseudo fan. I don't even know what to call myself when it comes to the Cowboys at this point, right? However, to quote the great philosopher Kendrick Lamar, I inherit the beef. And the beef is with the Washington Commandos, the Philadelphia Bummels, and the New York Bums. However, out of the 3 people I'm supposed to beef with, I have historically, and most importantly now, have always not hated the Washington Commandos that much. So it always puts me in a weird position, because I really like this Washington Commanders team. I really love the Jaden Daniels experience and story, but I'm not supposed to root for them at any point in time, because they're a reflection of everything that my team is not doing. And they're going against a team that I adopted and I might have almost got drafted to, in the Detroit Lions, who I also want to see win. So this is one of those games where I'm actually going to be mad to see one of these guys get kicked out, bro, because this is just how shit shakes when you get slotted in certain positions, bro. I would love if the Washington Commanders and Lions could play in the Super Bowl. It would never happen. They're in the same conference. So it's going to be tough to see one of these teams lose, bro. What is your perception of this game?
So Herbie, I don't know how many of you guys out there are wrestling fans, especially from the Attitude Era like us, but I'm gonna compare this game to like a WrestleMania, right? Let's just say this weekend is WrestleMania, and the main event is gonna be the Ravens and the Bills. This matchup, Herbie, is tables, ladders, and chairs with the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, and Edge and Christian. Like, the reason why I say this, Herbie, is because even though what we might assume to be the best matchup is the last game of the weekend, I think this has all the potential to have fireworks all over the field, Herbie. large in part due to the fact that both of these teams' defenses really won't be able to stop the other, Herbie. Like the Detroit Lions defense has had a litany of injuries that has fucked them over. Like, they've played admirably with all the injuries that they've had, but Herbie, you can only next man up only works to a certain point. And you're going up against, first of all, the Lions all season long have not been good against scrambling quarterbacks. So Jaden Daniels, that's one of his weapons. And then you look at the other side of the ball, Herbie, the Washington Commanders arguably have the worst defense left out of any playoff team. Not only that, they haven't been good at stopping the run all year. And what do the Lions like to do? Pound that thing down your throat. So this game has all the makings of being a back and forth, much similar to the Commanders game against the Bucks. But I'll tell you, Herb, I feel pretty good about the Commanders. I think the Commanders can take this, Herbie. I think they can
for sure.
Upset, man.
For sure.
I feel good about
sure.
them. I feel good about them. Yeah.
For sure. So let me go ahead and because when we're talking about the injuries and stuff like that, right? It made me actually want to do this. So let's go ahead and look at this real quick. And I'm gonna go ahead and rattle off some names. And I'm gonna wonder if that's gonna make you change or you're gonna keep your same opinion. All right, man. So projected returns, man. Graham Gaslow, already back. Khalif Raymond should be back. Jalen Raves-Maben should be back. Alex Alazone should be back. David Montgomery should be back. And it's a lot. Carson Davis, if they make it, should be back in it next week. And Aiden Hutchinson should be back by the Super Bowl. So with them getting their depth back, how do you feel? Does that change it? Because it's not like they have everybody out like they did at the beginning or the midway point of the season. And you saw when them dudes came back, you saw what happened, and you saw what they were able to do to the Minnesota Vikings. They absolutely decapitated them last week. So
yeah, true. A lot of that had to do with Sam Darnold playing quarterback, though.
That is true.
But I don't want to take any credit away from them because I don't want to take any credit away from them though because Aaron Glenn has done a spectacular job all year as a defensive coordinator for him. I will say now that I didn't realize how many guys were getting back.
Hold on, Rod. I need you guys to apologize. My daughter's here, and she's trying to sneak into the room. So, Rod, go ahead and filibuster. My bad, dog. I'll handle this.
I got you. I'll talk about the game. So, look, when it comes to this Commanders-Lions game, like I said, man, this is the TLC of the playoffs. And I'm really, first and foremost, man, I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with Jaden Daniels, man. When you talk about a first-year quarterback who made a ton of impact on his team, I was looking at a stat that I saw earlier this week. I'm about to pull it up right now. I think I saved it on my phone. I'm looking it up real quick. This is what we're working with here when it comes to Jaden Daniels. In NFL history, there have been 3 instances of a team having 0 turnovers, 0 punts, and in a game starting a rookie quarterback, regular season or postseason. All 3 of these games have been by the Commanders and Jaden Daniels, who had these numbers in week 2, in week 3, and last week or this past weekend. So think about that, man. Like the efficiency that he has, this man in his rookie season has done something that no rookie has ever done, and he's done it 3 times. Have a game with no turnovers and no punts, which is like that isn't even like a game with no punts might have a pick thrown here and there. I think it's like truly remarkable how well that he has played, how well that like you just see the like the life that the Commanders have, the way Terry McLaurin is roaring when he scores. You know what I'm saying? Brian Robinson Jr., even though he didn't have a good game last week and probably won't this week because the Lions run defense is for real. But they have a quarterback that they can rely on, Herbie. And I gotta tell you, Commanders fans, I'm low-key hating on you, man, because you know what? At the end of the day, I like Tua, and I'm a Tua guy, but my fan base is at war with this guy. Yeah, I know for a fact that all Commanders fans,
100% approval rating.
They're 100%. Yo, it's like the Bills fans. You never see a Bills fan slander.
It's 100% approval rating. It's 100%. You could be the Grand Wizard of the KKK, and you are a fan of Jaden Daniels if you're a Commanders fan.
Crazy.
All right. Before we get to the next game, I'm pulling for the Lions, but deep in the recesses of my mind remembers that Goff went to a Super Bowl and did not score. That might have been the worst Super Bowl I ever watched.
You put up 3
Hold
points,
on.
man.
You got kids that don't listen. Zah, what did I say? Put the volume down, baby. Put the volume down. Put the volume down. Can you hear that, Rod?
Daycare, y'all. No, I'm good. No, I don't really
No,
hear that.
no. I'm asking, can you hear it? Because I need to know if it's getting on the record, if it's getting on the live stream.
Slight. I don't really hear it now. I don't really hear it now.
Volume down. Thank you.
Nah,
Jesus, man. Yeah. Hey, man, having kids is rough. even for podcasters and content creators, man. Daddy daycare and being a parent doesn't stop. Y'all understand, man. So I apologize in advance, bro. Before we get on to the next game, go ahead and give me a score. What are you thinking? How you leaning?
Well, now that you kind of, gave me some of that information I was lacking, you know what, Herbie? There's gonna be an upset in this somewhere in this divisional round. Let's go, Commanders!
Let's
go! 28-24, man. 28-24, man. Let's go, Commandos!
I can't see it. I think it's going, bro. Ford Field divisional round. That thing is going to be crazy.
Oh, it's gonna be rocking.
It's gonna be rocking, dog. I think this. It's a magical story. It's an amazing story. It's a hell of a story, especially if you're a Washington sports fan. But I do think it comes to an end, man. I think it's going to be 34-24, the Lions, man. I think the Lions got something to prove. I think the Lions want it, man. So that's going to be my thing, man. Next game. Rams and Eagles. This is going to be the first game of the Sunday slate of games, 3 p.m. Eastern. 12 p.m. Pacific, out in Philadelphia, the slum of the Northeast. Mm-hmm. The LA Rams are coming to Lincoln Field. And boy, do I want them to win so goddamn bad. I wear my hate for the Eagles on my sleeves, dog.
Proudly, I see.
I will never ever shy away from my bias. There's gonna be people that saying, "Oh, you don't like the Eagles." Well, you're right. Is the sky fucking blue? Yes, I hate them. All right, I fucking hate them. All right, but I will try to be my best and my due diligence out of the integrity of sports and this podcast to be objective. Fuck that. LA Rams, Matt Stafford, Shalvin Faye, Puka Nakua. Do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. You know what you got to do, man. Y'all know what you got to do.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you what, bro. What you got going for you is that the Rams seen these niggas already, right? And the Rams got their ass kicked the first time they played, but sometimes that's good for you. Sometimes you gotta go into the boss fight, get your ass kicked, take a break, do some side quests and then come back to the boss fight. Mm-hmm. So now the Rams, having, they were terrible, Herbie. They allowed 5 sacks that matchup. They were 0 for 8 on third down. So the Eagles, especially defensively, did a number on the Rams. But when I look at the Eagles, Herbie, this is the thing about the Eagles that I'm sure it aggravates you as an NFC East fan, but even me as a football fan, it doesn't even really aggravate me. Like I look at it like, bro, how do you? We spoke about it on the last pod that we did. Mm-hmm. Herbie, the Eagles are a team that they don't have to throw the ball to beat you, bro.
Yeah, bro. They don't.
The Eagles legitimately don't have to throw the ball.
They don't have to throw the ball. They won a playoff game going away, and their quarterback, I think, had 140 passing yards. He pulled a Jimmy Garoppolo.
He had 40 yards in the first half, bro.
He pulled a Jimmy Garoppolo, man. Like, think about this. And again,
they were 2 for 11 on third down, Herbie. The Eagles.
That's impossible.
Like, come on.
That's impossible.
And they won, like, going away. Like, bro, their team is just so fucking talented, bro. Like, I'm inspired by that shit. Like, if you want to be a GM, like, Howie Roseman is the Sam Presti of fucking football, Herbie. Like, the way he was able to acquire all that talent, like, it's just, bro, it makes you just look at that team like, damn, like, Jalen Hurts, you don't deserve this. Like, for real.
And that's the
how
thing, though.
Sometimes.
And that's the thing, though. So let me go ahead and get these 2 comments because they're gonna reinforce the point that I want to ultimately make, right? So The problem is I believe in Stafford more than Hurts. The Eagles are an anomaly where the QB is the weakest link on a star-studded offense and defense. There's nothing else you got to say,
Very well
right?
put.
And this highlights that. Hurts went 90 minutes without a completion and they won. Because, like Ross said, they don't have to complete a pass to beat you. They'll throw it. It might go hit somebody in the sideline or hit somebody in the fucking face that's in the stands, but they don't have to complete a pass.
And Herbie, here's the thing. You guys remember that 255-yard game that Saquon had? Do you remember who it was against? The Rams. The Rams haven't been good at stopping the run all year, and they highlighted that. They maximized that against the Eagles the first time they met.
And this is ultimately why I have to take the Eagles, because at some point there's too many strengths on the Eagles side that is diametrically opposed to what the Rams do on both sides, right? The Rams want to beat you with their receivers. I got 5 cornerbacks for them dudes. The Rams want to try to run the ball. I got Jalen Carter in the middle. You are bad against stopping the run. I have Lane Johnson. I have a all-pro that's 6'8", 350 that used to play fucking rugby that we just converted to a fucking right guard. and I have the running back of his generation, bro. I have a 230-pound Barry Sanders-esque football player to run behind that all-time great offensive line.
Ridiculous, bro.
The only thing that will stop the Eagles is number one. But the irony of it, and I always want to highlight this because I don't want this to get lost, especially because Jalen Hurts is a black quarterback, and black quarterback, the achievements that they do or they create or they do for themselves get lost unless you're a Lamar Jackson. And look what Lamar Jackson has to do. He has to be a 3-time MVP, and he's still fighting demons, dog.
They still call him a running back, Herbie.
They still call him a running back. Jalen Hurts was on the field with Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, and Patrick Mahomes, and he was the best player on the field 2 Super Bowls ago. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it happened. Shane Steichen can't be that much of a quarterback whisperer, dog. Losing Shane Steichen shouldn't do that to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But the potential is still there to go to another level. So you've seen what it is. You've seen what the best version of Jalen Hurts is. He's not that far removed from that guy. He hasn't played like it in a very long time. He hasn't looked like it in a very long time. But the potential is still there. So with that said, though, man, I just, as much as I would like to see it happen, as much as I would like to get on here and absolutely obliterate the entire city of Philadelphia, I have to be honest, and I do have to go ahead and give an honest opinion, bro. I'm going to go Eagles 20, Rams 17. I don't think they're putting up points, but I think the defense and they'll just bleed the clock out with the run game, man. What do you think?
I mean, Herbie, we're of very similar opinions. Look, I like the Rams, man. I like rooting for like the underdog teams. Stafford, I'll be honest, Stafford was a guy that like most of his career, I gave him a lot of shit, Herbie. I didn't think once he won the Super Bowl, I was like, all right, I guess I can't give you too much shit anymore.
Man, listen, bro. It's annoying because he's actually better post the Super Bowl. That Super Bowl season, it's gonna get lost in history because they won a Super Bowl. But
17 picks, Herbie.
17 interceptions that season. He had 6 pick sixes in a season. He was who he was at Detroit. Like he almost threw a pick to end the game in the NFC Championship, dog. He did. It hit him right in his hands. The safety just dropped it.
Yeah.
Now, after that, he's been a top 5 quarterback or played like a top 5 quarterback. Right. But that Super Bowl run is such a farce, dog. That shit's so cap, dog.
But you know what's funny? The beauty of a Super Bowl run for a guy like him is that it completely flips your legacy.
Absolutely.
Instead of being one of the lost good Herbie. I know we're not talking about the Chargers, they're gone, but there's something that irks me, and this is just a quick aside. I don't want any of y'all niggas comparing Justin Herbert to Phillip Rivers.
Ever.
Like, just like
Don't
Herbie.
do it. Disrespectful.
Phillip Rivers was a fucking warrior, bro. This man won playoff games. This man played on a torn ACL in the AFC Championship game against the Patriots, who, if he was healthy, they might have been able to beat those niggas. Like, he beat Peyton Manning multiple times in the playoffs. Like, Phillip Rivers was one of the funnest, most exciting quarterbacks to watch. Yes, he would give you the what the fuck games here and there. He's had a bunch of them against the Dolphins, nigga. I still remember a game where he had like 4 picks and 2 pick sixes.
Yeah, I remember that game was crazy.
Kiko Alonso, bro. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
That was crazy.
But at the end of the day, he was a gunslinger, and we all know Herbie gunslingers just do stupid shit, bro. That's just what we know them for. But I don't ever want to hear y'all compare Phillip Rivers to Justin Herbert.
I love it, man.
I bring that up to say this, Herbie. The sad thing about guys like Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger won championships, so he won't get
There's two of
lost.
them. He's straight.
You know what I'm saying? But the problem is that those guys get lost in history sometimes. Like, sometimes people don't remember the Dan Fouts, right? They should, but sometimes you don't remember the great quarterbacks who didn't win because it's all about winning. And I guess that's just the name of the game,
but
right?
the flip side to that, and this is the beauty of it, and I see this a lot with basketball players, right? Where it's like the further you get removed from a player, the more tinted the rose is in the glasses, dog. Like, you guys, they're already doing. I'm already seeing people do this shit with James Harden and certain players. Like, I was there, dog. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, don't fucking do that.
T-Mac, dog.
Right?
T-Mac,
like,
people love T-Mac, dog.
Oh my God, it's the worst with T-Mac. It's the worst with T-Mac. Oh my fucking God, it's the worst with T-Mac, dog. Oh, I want to vomit anytime there's a T-Mac discourse online. Niggas don't remember why you don't have a championship, right? Nobody's going to remember the game where Dan Fouts didn't bring his A game in multiple playoff games, right? So the further you get removed from those games, the better your legend grows because nobody remembers it, right? Like,
right.
There's gonna be kids who are gonna look up Dan Marino stats and look up and be like, "What the fuck? Why he not the GOAT?" Right? And it's gonna take somebody who was there in 83, 84, 86, 85, 90, 94 to say, "Well, this is why." You know what I'm saying? And the beauty of it is, till I die, I'm gonna be on this nigga Justin Herbert's neck. Till I die. Till I die. There's gonna be a little kid that's gonna say, Justin Herbert in the 2024 season, he only threw 3 picks. I think he's underrated. And I'm gonna say, well, he threw 4 picks in the playoff game, though. I'm on his neck for life. For life, kid. For life. I'm on his neck.
Life.
I'm going to say he blew a 27-point lead to Trevor Lawrence, though. Yeah, I'm on his neck, nigga. Facts, nigga. Like, all right, man.
That's hilarious.
Now it's time. This is it. You feel me? The entire weekend is awesome.
Event.
All the games are awesome. But this is the UFC card, and the UFC card is always a main event card, right? We got the co-main events. We got the prelims. But this is the main event. We already talked about this on last week's pod. Where's my nigga Don King at, bro? Only in America, man. How you want to call this? Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's versus a hand of Holyfield. Motherfucking George Foreman versus Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier. This is a heavyweight battle. This is what we are here to see. The MVP of the streets title is on the line. Bills, Ravens, 6:00 on Sunday evening. I can't wait. Legacies will be altered forever after this game.
Hey, we got to record late that day. Because the game
Facts. Facts. We got to
record late that day.
Yeah, we recorded late. Either we gonna record before game, bro. Either we recorded at 1:00 before the games, or we recorded late, man. Oh, hey, we got some comments. Hey, everybody, man, make sure we got some comments. We got 6 people, man. Go ahead, throw them comments up, man.
Vamos.
Man, you already know Dolphins fans in the building, man. But
Yeah.
back
Hey
to the
man, I'm
game though.
sorry, man. Sorry, the Mambos. You know the team, man. They got us suffering, man. But much
Man,
love.
they
Appreciate you showing love. Appreciate you showing love, dog.
okay. Now, I did all that hyping up. I did all that energy because I am excited. I'm gonna be clued in. I'm gonna have me my beers. I'm not leaving. Like I'm putting my phone on D&D. All that. Hopefully the game rewards us. But with that said, there's a reason why the Bills lost to the Ravens earlier in the season, 35-10, and that's when the Bills were healthy. They lost 35-10. I don't know how the Buffalo Bills stopped the running game, Rod, of the Baltimore Ravens. And I think that's ultimately going to decide this game, bro. I know that makes you happy to hear. I know you're ecstatic.
Herbie, I don't normally divulge details this personal, but my toes are curling, bro. Just hearing that just hearing you say that, bro. My toes are curling, man. Herbie, look. Listen, the Ravens spanked that ass the first time, Herbie. Obviously, they're on the road. Buffalo was undefeated at home all year. This was supposed to be Josh Allen's MVP season, right? And it's probably gonna go to Lamar. Man, Herbie, I can't get enough of this, man. Listen, I don't know what Lamar's gonna do when he faces most likely Mahomes in the AFC Championship game. But Herbie, man, I was gonna say I'm not a betting man, but I am a betting man. But if I was willing to put all my damn money on this, I'll put all my money on the Ravens on this one, Herbie. Fuck it. Like that's how bad I want it, and that's how bad I know Lamar wants it, Herbie. The performance he had last week against the Steelers, a division rival who he historically has struggled against, with Derrick Henry, thunder and lightning, Herbie. The Ravens, have the advantage in this game other than home field. I think at to this point right now, I do think that the Ravens defense, considering how they have improved throughout the season, are better than the Bills defense right now, which the Bills defense, I think they finished the season ranked 22nd. So at the end of the day, you have a guy who I think is the better quarterback going up against, I mean, listen, James Cook is a great story. He ain't King Henry. You know what I'm saying? Zay Flowers didn't even play last week. I don't know what his status is for this week, but if he plays, you have another Pro Bowler in the lineup. Ravens defense right now, like I said, I take them over the Bills. So I think the Ravens go into Buffalo the better team from top to bottom. Like yeah, that's right, Vamos. Let's go, Ravens. Ravens flock. Fuck the Bills, Herbie. I'm sorry. Like, I can never root for the Bills. And listen, Josh Allen had a great year. He's had better years as a passer, but in terms of being a quarterback, this is the best version of him I feel like I've seen in terms of him having patience, him reading defenses, him being efficient. So I don't want to take all the credit away from him. He had a great rushing stats. But Herbie, at the end of the day, Lamar has a better team around him. And I know some people use that for their Josh Allen arguments, like, oh, it's just Josh Allen. And I guess, if you look at it that way, you could argue he's the MVP because, obviously, Lamar has Derrick Henry and all that. And for me, Herbie, I don't care if Lamar wins the MVP or not because he has two already. The championship is what we want to see, And for those of you who are watching, I know I'm a Dolphin fan, but Lamar is from where we're from. All right. He's from Pompano. I went to high school where this nigga's from. So to see fucking Lamar Jackson, an all-time great quarterback already. Some people might argue, oh, he hasn't won a championship yet. That championship is coming. And it's probably coming this year. And it starts with him handling business in Buffalo with his team, with King Henry, who's hungry, with Zay Flowers, who's hungry, Mark Andrews, who's hungry, with that defense, with Harbaugh, Herbie. And look, I don't want to take anything. The Bills have great players, Herbie. The Bills are going to show up. They're home. Like, obviously, like Josh Allen's thinking about Mahomes. Like, Josh Allen wants to finally get that over the hump. I mean, God, the man had a game where he lost the game in 13 seconds, Herbie. Like, at the end of the day, I know that forever lives in Josh Allen's mind. But I just think that the Ravens as a whole, this is going to be a tough game. I don't expect them to spank them like they did the first time. But I do think the Ravens will be able to control the clock better than the Bills will. I do think Josh Allen will find himself pressing at some point because I think the Ravens are going to get a lead, bro. I think the Ravens are going to be able to control the clock enough, to move the ball enough, to score enough. And I think their defense will be able to stop them more than the Bills defense will be able to stop them. So to me, Herbie, I just don't. listen, obviously the Bills with a 2 seed, they could win this game. But for me, I mean, dude, put it like this, Herbie. Like for me, Lamar Jackson, this is AFC Championship or bust kind of season, bro. Really a championship or bust, but you're going up
that's
against
where
one of the all-time greats. You know what I mean?
And that's where the conversation. That's what. Let me go ahead and chime in because that's the conversation that I know this is going to be headed toward. Like I said it 2 weeks ago, and Lamar Jackson is at a point. And is it fair? Absolutely not. But he's at a point where, dog, you have 3 MVPs. I'm not even saying you're gonna win one or you're more likely gonna win. No, you have it. You just ain't get awarded yet. You got 3 MVPs. You should be judged harsher than anybody else, not named Patrick Mahomes at this point. You are the Peyton Manning of your era.
Yes. Yeah, easy.
You are Black Peyton Manning, dog. So yeah, you should be held to a higher standard. That's what happens when you have 3 MVPs. We hold Aaron Rodgers, who has 4 MVPs, to a high standard, and we always say he didn't live up to his potential. It's Super Bowl or bust. It is Super Bowl championship or bust. Getting over the Chiefs ain't gonna cut it. Yeah, it will look good, but it will be for all not if you do not win the chip.
Close the deal.
But the dude that I'm listening to in these fucking press conferences, dog, and these interviews, bro, this man wants it. He is locked in. He is starving. He ain't hungry, Rod. He's starving. He's starving like how me and you was starving when we was in college, nigga. Before I got the food stamps. That boy hungry. That boy is hungry. They asked him, "Do you see Josh?" They asked him, it was an interview, and they asked Lamar Jackson, "Do you see Josh Allen when you're out?" He was like, I don't hang with quarterbacks. Like, I don't hang with people at all, but I really don't hang with quarterbacks. I'm trying to beat them. We'll laugh about this when we're both old and retired. But right now, he's my competition. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's the gist, that's the mentality that he's in, bro. He was talking about the Chiefs. He was like, "Yeah, I seen that little interception, that little, the South Florida really came out." I was like, "Oh, that boy's still mad about that interception, boy." That boy said, "Yeah, that little interception. Yeah, I seen him play that little bit. Yeah, I seen him play the little bit. It's cool though. It's cool though." I said, "Oh, he didn't sleep. He didn't sleep." Shout out to Win Zone. Hey, man. If you got a Win Zone in your city, man, I know because of inflation, they don't really got the deal like that no more. But think about this, and this is a plug. Win Zone, if y'all want to go ahead and sponsor us, Chubbies, if you want to go ahead and sponsor us, Win Zone had a deal, man. I think you get like 20 chicken tenders and like 30 wings for like $20. Needless to say, your boy got big off of Win Zone. Shout out to Win Zone, man. You was there.
Big back era, man.
You was there when I needed you. You feel me? You was one of the ones, man. You was one of the ones, man. All right, so, Rod, I know it's going to make you incredibly happy to say this, man, but let me go ahead and get that score, man. What do you think this game is going to be?
I think this is going to be a really hard-fought game. I do think despite what I bigged up Ravens defense, but Josh Allen is a great enough quarterback to put some points up on him, especially in a playoff game at home. So I think this is going to be a back and forth affair that ends 31-28. Ravens steal it on a last minute Lamar go-ahead touchdown drive, leaving Bills fans, Bills Mafia, sick for the summer. Sick for the summer, Herbie.
That'd be awesome. Me on my end, I just want a good game. I'm not gonna check it out. I'm gonna go ahead and give a score. But for me, I'll say 34-24. I'll say 34-24.
I like, hey, vamos, man. I like your scope, man. I hope that's it.
41-21. Hey, man, this is a deep cut.
Hey, Chinese
this is a deep cut.
Seminole Ridge. Oh,
the Chinese buffet next to Seminole Ridge. Man, you gotta be a tally legend. You gotta be a tally legend to know what me and my dog Rod and my boy Pap are talking about. Y'all not locked in like us, man. Y'all not big backing like us, man.
That reminds me of Shoney's too. Hey, that reminds me of Shoney's too, bro. We used to go for the breakfast, man.
Oh,
shout out to the homie, man.
We got a real legend in the building. We're clapping up, man. Clap it up.
Matt Mason. Matty Banks. Let's go. Matty Banks. What you drank?
Matty Banks, what you drank has made his appearance Hey man, we made it to the top, man. Maddie Bank, show love to the pod, man. Another one, man. Another one, man. For Maddie Bank in the building.
What?
A Boardwalk reunion. Okay,